What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Let's make some delicious brown stew oxtails. Let's get started. Here I have my oxtail already washed and clean. I washed this up in some vinegar. I have onion powder, garlic powder, all-purpose seasoning, complete seasoning, some bouillon, paprika and some black pepper. And over here I have some fresh seasoned vegetables. I have some scallion, I have a little bit of cilantro, some garlic, some ginger, onion and some bell peppers. You could leave out the red bell peppers if you like. Just add whatever you like to your marinade. And I'm going to go ahead and add some pimento seed, and here I have some dry thyme. These are the dry thyme that these are thyme that I dried myself. I went in with a little bit of water just to get this thing going, and I went in with my hand blender, and I'm going to go ahead and puree this until I have a nice consistency. If you don't have a hand blender, just use a regular blender, and this is perfect for anything you want to marinate. This go well with your curries, your stews, whatever you want to make. So I'm just going to go in with a couple spoonful of this to the meat, and this is what's gonna help to give it a nice flavor. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning in, and I'm gonna go ahead and also add some soy sauce to this, just for a little bit of color and the extra bit of flavor. And I'm gonna massage this well and cover with plastic wrap and set aside to marinate. I did end up marinating this for at least 24 hours because I didn't make it the same day, so this was well seasoned and marinated. So yeah, you want to make sure you marinate the meat for as long a time as possible, 6 hours the most if you want to do it on the same day, or if you want you could just season and go ahead and cook, but I like mine to marinate overnight. Now it's the next day, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you what's going on here. So into a heated pot, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of oil. Here I'm using coconut oil. Feel free to use any oil of choice. I'll be using the browning sugar method. So I went in with about 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I'm going to allow the brown sugar to caramelize and become nice and brown. So this is what browning is made from, and you're just going to go ahead and mix constantly until you achieve that nice dark rich color. You want to keep your eye on this because you will burn it if you leave it unattended. So once it becomes that nice dark rich caramel color, you want to add your meat, and then you want to stir constantly, or allow the meat to brown up on each side. So I'm just going to stir this, and then I'm going to cover it and allow it to make its own juices and allow it to adhere to the caramelized color to adhere to the meat. If you haven't yet subscribed to your girl channel, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe and follow button. I really appreciate you, and thank you so much for your support. So after about 15 minutes, it starts to make its own juice right here. So we're going to cover again and allow it to reduce. And once it reduces, we want to lock in the flavor and the color to the meat before we add in any water to the meat. So once it creates its own juice, you want to allow that juice to reduce before you add any water. So I'm just going to cover and allow it to evaporate. Well, it has reduced, and here is what it's looking like. So I'm just going to go in with some hot water in that same bowl just to get the rest of the seasoning out, and we're going to add the water to this and cover it. You will need to add water a few times before the meat is tender, so we will add it gradually until we achieve the tenderness that we are looking for. You want to cook this low and slow. There is no rush. It's a very hard meat, so you want to allow it to cook nice and tender. So here I have some beans that I had cooked up myself. I have some scallion, some Scotch bonnet pepper, some thyme, some carrot, and some onions. So this is what I'll be adding to my oxtails. Now my oxtail is nice and tender, and it's up to my standard right here. So the oxtail has produced quite a bit of oil, and I don't like that much oil, so I like to go in and remove majority of the oil that it has produced from the meat before I add the rest of my seasonings. So that much that I removed, and now I'm ready to add my vegetables and re-season my pot. So in with all my garlic, my Scotch bonnet pepper, my carrots, my bell peppers, my scallion, and my thyme. And you want to taste and adjust. This has been cooking for a while. We've been adding water upon water, so it kind of loses the flavor a bit, so you want to reintroduce some seasonings and flavorings to this. So I went in with my bean. I added the bean here because these beans are more firmer because I cook them myself. These aren't canned beans, so these are firmer and they can withhold the cooking until the meat is fully done. So you want to taste and adjust. I tasted and I need some more seasoning, so I went in with some more all-purpose seasoning. And instead of adding ketchup, this is my secret ingredient that I like to add. I went in with about a tablespoon or two of hoisin sauce. If you don't have hoisin sauce, go ahead and use your regular ketchup, but I like the flavor that the hoisin sauce gives it. And you want to taste and adjust to your liking. Remember, this is your meat and this is your food, so taste and adjust to your liking. I will leave a guide of all what I use down in the description, but always remember it's yours, so make it your own. So I'm just going to cover and allow this to reduce and allow everything to come together as a veggie and everything to tenderize and cook up. So after about 30 more minutes, this is what it's looking like. It's nice and done. At this point, the gravy might look a little loose, but the beans will thicken this gravy as it cools down. So this is the perfect consistency for me, and it is smelling amazing, and it's all done. This is how I serve mine up with some rice and peas, some plantain, some asparagus, and some avocado. Thanks for watching. Bye now.